Hey troops, the Royal Geeks Adventures. Woohoo! So got a major toy review today. It's the McFarlane Manga Spawn Mega figure. Yes. A very pleasant surprise when Todd popped up the video previewing it, like barely a month ago, 2 months ago. A very pleasant surprise. And my team is, yeah. So let's get going. All right. This is what it looks like in the box. It's a mega figure. They were not kidding. It's the usual gratuitous. Wow, see how much it fills the frame. The usual humongous size gratuitous box. It's also got the special McFarlane Designer Edition logo up here. It's as far as I know, it is a Target exclusive. But like I said, mine just came through. The release date was, I don't remember, but it came in pretty dang quick. So check online, see what's out there. Got the usual stuff, art. This is the actual sketch, which is very close to what you're actually getting in the box, but we'll go over more on that stuff later. Now, I know many of you have been talking about, what a lot of the figures that have been part of this whole Spawn reboot are very much similar to what the original forms were. This is kind of an exception. This is, well, not quite. Okay, this is what Manga Spawn originally looked like, sort of, kind of. There were a couple reissues. This is what's the unofficial term? The fish tank version. This is a black repaint with a special weapon arm on it. But the Spawn figure in general, this is basically, it was all in red. Typical Spawn colors, very red and black. So yeah, you're looking at it going, wow, that really is different. Yeah, you see why old people like me were kind of freaking out when they saw the new design. Very much a mecha-inspired piece. And all these engines and vents and giant sword arm and stuff. And even in this it was kind of nice to see not just another repaint, but a alternate version with a giant arm cannon thing. So what's with the new thing? Let's crack this box open, all right? All right, so what did you end up getting from that humongous size box? There, of course, is the figure itself in all of its mecha-inspired glory. Actually, let me put this on the stand for you here. We'll get to this stuff. A lot of the times the packaging gets to be kind of ridiculous. Lots of extra plastic, yada, yada, yada. For this figure, though, actually kind of necessary because it comes with so much stuff. The figure does come with the obligatory stand, of course. These are spare stands because there are some issues with the figure, but we'll go over them in a bit. This is it. And you're looking at it going, dang, dude. Yeah. It is quite a piece of work. Let's get you some scale here. This is Darkseid from the Justice League line. So, yeah, it's big. And I'm in the Hallmark now. As you can see, the design does kind of stray from what the original Manga Spawn figure looked like. But in the end, it's very much, you can see the mecha inspiration. The tons of panel lines, all of these vents, giant honking sword, people. Sorry, no spear magic helmet. Never mind. Anyway, yes, I'm beating that joke to death. Yeah. My podcast. Yeah. But I mean, look at the beautiful love, the beautiful work done on this figure. Does come with a cloth cape, because Spawn, you gotta have a cape or something. The cape is, well, I mean, we'll get into that more later. As you noticed, as I was getting this figure to stand up, it comes with a lot of accessories. You don't just get a spear. You get a battle axe or naginata, halberd, whatever you want to call it. It's another weapon. You do not just get one dagger. You get 2 daggers. You get a shield. Why a giant robot needs a shield? Who knows? Who cares? And not only do you get this little sword attached to it, but you get another cool looking sword. And they've all got this green necro energy spooky effect thingy. Oh, and a nice bonus from the original figure. Now, the original figure, remember I said about the giant spiky arm sword thing that's stuck there? You can, I guess, pop this off if you want to risk it. This one, come on, there we go, comes off. Pops in very easily. Another nice thing. One of the things that always bugged me about figures with a lot of accessories, I mean, they're fun to have. Yes, you hear me bitching about that all the time. But the issue you run into is, where to put them in a separator, put them in a box, whatever. With this figure, you don't have to worry about that, because the figure carries everything. The 2 daggers attached to holes in the hips. On the back, you're going to find 3 pegs. 2 pegs are perfect for holding the axe and the spear. And the last peg is perfect for holding the sword. So, ta-da! Doesn't that look cool for display? Let me give you a spin here. See, that's what it looks like. And pull this back a little bit here, see? Is that cool, or is that cool? If you want to get a better idea how the pieces fit and everything, the McFarlane website is actually really kind of cool. Often the websites for manufacturers get a little, I don't know. They're good at updating it, and the nice thing is you get a lot of pictures of the figure and the configuration for making sure you get the pegs in right and everything. But yeah, if you look at this, man. Like a lot of folks earlier, the design, because the crest, horns, the giant, the whole format, the way the shoulder armor is, it reminded us a lot of the medieval Spawn from the first series. But when you look at it now, I don't know, it kind of, now all of a sudden the design, I kind of get it a little bit more, is that, you're going more for, it's almost like a kabuki mask. So, sort of kind of different, but trying to still evoke the same mecha look to it, which I like a lot. Now, like I said, the figure's a little quirky. The obvious thing that a lot of folks have been kind of talking about, for me, is the paint. The figure's massive. Okay, like I said, it's 10 inches long. It's like about 10 inches tall. So the good news is you get a lot of details in the vents. I mean, even in the not as good of a look. There we go. You get the idea. The problem is that all that detailing is kind of lost because it's not painted. McFarlane toys to try and keep the cost down. Yes, you have this amazing sculpting, not as much painting, which is understandable. But at moments like this, what happens is that you got this beautiful thing, but you don't get the details don't pop because of the lack of paint. The other big thing though is that this thing's sky blue. Okay. It's Spawn. It should be black. Why is the base color of the plastic blue? Fortunately, the red that's used, at least in the accents, is not a bright red, because if not, you might as well use the highlights as yellow and make it, Manga Superman armor, or whatever. So unfortunately, that coloring kind of detracts from it and makes it look like a Fisher Price toy with this bright blue on it. The articulation overall is good. You got double jointed knees, blah, blah, blah. The leg joints for mine are tight to the point. This leg is tight to the point where I have not tried to really. The joints out are fine, but forward backwards on this leg is really quirky. And I spent $50 on this dang thing, so I ain't gonna try and break it. The weird. For fans of mine who remember my Dr. Fate review, you remember my Dr. Fate figure, right? The one with the legs that are, you see how the elbows are off, the knees are off. Yeah, the one leg is that much shorter than the other. Let me take this off here. See what I mean? Now the good news, you notice that I've actually managed to keep this figure standing by using 2 of the discs, and if you kind of splay the legs out open a little bit, that helps the balance. But this is a quality control issue, people. Ouch. That's really weird. That is very, very weird. Oh, the other thing too, I mentioned the cape. You've got the cloth cape. On the original design on the box, design art, it's a little different. I mean, if you look and see here, rather than being a cape, it's like got these little splayed, it's got wings or something instead. From a production standpoint, I kind of get the idea why you would want to veer away from this. This is going to be a pain in the butt to create, yada, yada, yada. This is a lot, the cape is a lot easier to manufacture, to attach, storage, yada, yada, yada. Although me personally, I kind of would have liked that, but I understand the choice made, but... so right now, you're probably thinking, do you actually like it? The final word on this is I still like it. There's a bit of a large, you hear me going, but the figure is a very sweet looking piece of work. You've caught the hallmarks of a McFarlane figure: articulation, pardon me, the detail in the sculpting. The design is cool, even if it is not the same Manga Spawn that I was hoping for. It's still pretty dang cool. All right. On the flip side, and it comes with a ton of weapon accessories, with a very ingenious, very ingenious way of storing the weapons, so that you kind of keep everything together. It makes it really, really cool. It's an elegant solution to a really annoying problem, at least for me as a collector. And everything is here, and everything is stored in a way that looks cool, great for display, keeps everything together. And you know what? You can just pop all this stuff off and just display the figure on its own. Nonetheless, the figure has issues. I mean, and what kind of exacerbates is the fact that this is $50. All right, and, nothing is perfect, but for $50 in an action figure, you want your feet to be level. I'm just saying. And other things. The color of the base color, which is the sky blue, is kind of it's workable, but that's like making a giant Superman figure but have the base color be purple. I mean, it's workable, but kind of weird. So all in all, it's a good piece of work. Some of this stuff though is quality control issues, like the feet. Some of this stuff is inherent in design decisions, like the base color of the figure and the lack of paint details to help the sculpted details pop. In some ways, if you look online, you're going to see a lot of the figures now are being released also in like a gray, like with a gray base coat only, so you can customize your paint. I think this figure would be a great service to this figure to release it that way. Yeah, it's an expensive chunk of plastic to shove out there again in just plain gray, but I would imagine a ton of customizers would love a chance to just totally go bonkers with repainting this figure. I'm still glad I got it. Friends of mine have seen me on my Facebook page just kind of drooling and going, pew, 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 pew. I mean, come on. Dark Side versus Manga Spawn. Yeah! So it's a lot. It's still a lot of fun. It's a joy. I mean, you'll look at it now, even on display, with all of its faults, with the stupid split, with the stupid screwed up feet, with this, sky blue Fisher Price color. This looks cool, okay? I mean, look at this thing. Holy cow! Nonetheless, though, if you're really a discriminating kind of, you really want a figure that goes, ah! At the very least, you'll want to hold off a bit so that this can be solved. Like I said, it's $50, people. Can you get the legs to match? Okay, sorry. Even if there is, this solves the problem, but again, $50, I shouldn't have to solve it. I should be able to stand it up and be cool. All right, to be blunt. All right. So if you may want to hold off a little bit, let the run go through so they can kind of get the scaling and manufacturing right. I'm still glad I got it. Like I said, I mean, look at this thing. It's not quite, but it's real dang close. So there you go. Like I said, this is available as an exclusive through Target. So, please keep your eyes open out there. So, who knows how crazy it's going to be on the secondary market. But, Target, check their websites, check whatever sources you got. It is out there. So there you go. Dang, it looks cool. Anyway, I'm going to go before I keep gushing and be all weird and have you going, well, do you like it? Yes, I like it. It's just not perfect. But you know what? That's okay. Life is far from perfect. And you know what? If the only thing you can come bitch about is feet that are off by about half a centimeter. Anyway, I'm going to go because it's late and I'm tired. Hey, y'all have a good rest of the weekend. May the force be with you. May the odds be in your favor. Man, this thing looks cool right now. And as always, be good to each other, okay, peeps? You know what? Hold on a sec. We're going to do a little crazy weapon thing. Why? Because it's my podcast. And I can do that. Oh, great. The arm's floppy. There we go. Come on. Actually, no, he doesn't roar. It's dark side. Pew, 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 pew. Y'all take care, okay, folks? And most importantly, be good to each other, okay, folks? Peace. Bye. I'm going to play some more.